Hello everybody, it's back to business as usual. I've been out buying treasure. Quite a lot of treasure, so it might be a 2-drink video, so get yourself a cup of tea, a cup of coffee, sit back, relax, and go through what I've picked up with me. The first item is this Second World War braids, 1944, broad arrow, British patent entrenching tool with its original handle. Now this was promised to me by a friend a couple of weeks ago. You might remember I mentioned it, but he misplaced it. Had to dig it out of his shed. But there we go. Isn't that lovely? With the mount on the bottom, that'll clean up perfect. This belonged to an old-timer friend of his who was issued with this. And he's now passed it on. Isn't that great? So I went from that Carboot sale to a different one on Saturday morning. First thing I picked up was this. It's a garden fork. It's a Spear & Jackson, probably 1950s, 1960s. Strap design. Lovely ash handle. With the wood dowel holding it together. Lovely garden tool. And these, the quality of the steel is amazing. They clean up lovely. Much better than what you buy from the B&Q. That came with another few items I'll show you now, and they only came to £4, which is a bargain. So that came with this rather nice panel saw, the Don. Doesn't that spanner look a bit like a Billings and Spencer? Lovely handle. That's worth £4 on its own. The Don. And this smaller, missing the thumb grip there, horn, 50p. Dan's bargains. But this is a Diston & Sons smaller saw. That's lovely, isn't it? And I don't know if you can make out, it's still got some of the original etching. Established in 1840, Diston & Sons, Philadelphia, USA. I can't quite make out what that says. But 50p, £2, £1 for the fork, you can't really complain. And I picked up a metal bucket with some stuff in it. Nice little cash box. No key, sadly. This is lovely. Ebony and brass Draftsman's rule. Parallel lines. Isn't that gorgeous? Camera doesn't do it justice. That's really gorgeous. £1. You couldn't buy the wood for £1. That's gorgeous. That's definitely a keeper. It's going on my desk. That might make it to work. Something to admire. Get you through the day. But I do like the little cash box. Vintage. Good for keeping coins or odds and sods in. Some 50p chisels, cast steel, Sheffield, on a file handle. Can't see a name on that one, but that'll clean up nice. That's a Marples on a file handle, but good condition steel. Quite sharp too. And another marbles. Nice and sharp. 50p each on the chisels. Now, I've been after one of these for a while. This might be a guess the item, but I think it's quite obvious, so maybe not. Do you know what it is? Do you know what it's for? It's got some kind of valve on it. Bet Scout Crafter would enjoy this as a cutaway. It's a barrel tap for beer. It's got a face on this side for you to hit with the hammer as you drive it into the keg. It's a nice thing. These aren't very expensive, unless you're at an antiques fair. So this costs £4. In an antiques fair you'd probably be looking at 14, 15, 16 quid. So I was happy to pay 4 for it. Nice piece of brass, looks good. Find space on the shelf somewhere in the shed for that. Needs a bit of oil. But that won't be going in any kegs anytime soon, so I don't suppose that matters. Get this bucket out the way. I then bought this large enamel flower bin, complete with original flower. 1940s maybe, from a larder or something like that. Proper heavy duty, proper quality, lasts several lifetimes, and the bottom's still in good nick. That was £3. I did a quick Google and there's someone in the States asking $140 for one of them. If they get it, I'll be impressed. There's only one more item from Saturday, but it's quite a big item. Let's get space tidied up and I'll show you. That makes a nice backdrop. I think that can stay there. As I was walking off the field, I spotted this cantilever toolbox full of treasure. So I'll go through it, pick out some of the highlights. Goss cuts, I think these were made by Eclipse. This is a form of tin metal shear with a different blade for it as well. Handy. I'll shift her out the way and lay some of the stuff out for you. It's quite heavy. I think that was a tenner. First up, we've got some taps, dies. Nice die handle. No name on it. This is probably an Eclipse. No, it's a Morum right. It's a nice little tap wrench. And then we've got little drill bit for glass with its original instructions. The Glaze Master. Tungsten carbide tipped. Can be used with hand, breast, portable electric drills, rotary air drills, or plain drilling machines. Do not exceed our recommended speeds. Isn't that cool? JPS Glaze Master. I thought that design of drill bit was quite a new thing, but apparently not. in its original box with the instructions. That's great, isn't it? Next up we've got, I think this is a folding rule. Isn't that nice? Very oily. Is that a name? Grave and Sons, Bolton and Farmworth. I've never heard of those. They're a new manufacturer to me. I'd have guessed Rabone. Isn't that a nice little rule? If I can get it to focus. Metric and Imperial. A little set of feeler gauges. A collection of Bedford double-ended spanners in metric. A collection of Elora. No, these might be Hazard. See if we can have a look. Yep, Hazard double-ended Imperial spanners, a nice set with a clip. Nice little Eagle brand spanner. Whitworth and British Standard Fine. Another die holder. LAL Limited, England. That's quite nice, isn't it? So 2 sizes. And that's a LAL brand as well. Didn't spot that. This isn't a King Dick. This is a Shelley. These came in some of the early Land Rover toolkits. That's a nice find. Operates well. Different knurl pattern on the nut to the King Dicks. Just needs a clean. Bearing in mind, £10 or £15 I paid for all this. I can't quite remember. A lovely little Singer sewing machine screwdriver. Cast aluminium with a nice steel blade. That's handy. Probably good for glasses screws as well, so that might find its way into my little everyday toolkit. Nice double offset posi screwdriver. This is by Stanley. Made in England. These are handy. Usually they're flatheads, but this is a posi one, which is great. Another blade for the tin snip. A little Snail brand spanner. Isn't that Snail fabulous? He needs highlighting in green paint, I think. 3/8 Whitworth. That's nice. Draftsman Co. British made. 1/2 inch British Standard Fine. Nice old spanner. Some interesting spanners in here. Some tubular sockets. Not that many people use them anymore. A nice set of Williams Super Slim Whitworth double-ended spanners. They're quite nice, not in too bad nick. Do you know what these are for? Give you a minute. It's a puncture repair set, so that's your awl and your file to clear the hole in your tyre. And then you put your piece of rubber on that hook, force it in, pull it out, job's a good one. Not that many people fix their own punctures anymore. These are a set of Bedford offset spanners. Imperial. Great for the back of your classic car. Nice little file, triangular file. Can't quite make out that name. Tyzac. Nice handle, I think someone's made that with the copper ferrule. Too nice a handle for a file, that, I think. A pair of these twisted wire screwdrivers. These came free with things or in car tool kits and what have you. Bike kits as well. But I do like the design. Some came with sewing machines as well, but they were usually a bit smaller. Then we've got a carrier bag of mixed spanners. I won't bother going through that just yet. I don't want to keep you all day. But it does have that funky red painted flat spanner. So I'll put that down there. Adds a bit of colour. Mixed set. Another mixed set. Well, that might be a nice one there. Brenco. That's a nice old spanner. Spanners are us. It's quite a few. These are some kind of Polish brand. I think that's a mixed set. Someone's used a lovely screwdriver handle on this file. Another Tyzac file, but isn't that a lovely screwdriver handle? That might have to be rescued. I think I can find a better use for that. We'll have a think. There's the larger sizes of the Polish double offset spanners. Quite a comprehensive set, that. Some kind of brass funnel jerry can or something like that. Well, before a jerry can, so probably a British design of fuel can. Nice piece of brass. Sadly, no fuel can. Now, this is a bit out of the ordinary. For an F-wrench, anyway. It's a Billings and Spencer. This probably came over in the Second World War. We bought a lot of tools from the States then. Because otherwise you don't see many of them. Much American stuff. Especially of this era. So that probably came over as part of an MOD contract. But good quality. Really heavy duty. And it's not been abused too much. So that'll get cleaned today. I don't think I'll have enough time today to show you what I've cleaned, but if I do, I'll be sure to upload it for you. And the last thing is a little boxed Shaw glass cutter. So that was quite a comprehensive box for what I paid for it. I'll get the stuff away and then we'll be on to Sunday. Which, I must admit myself, went a bit ridiculous. There was one purchase that I'm saving to the end that even I said no to, but then it ended up coming home with me anyway. That's worth watching. The last video's done quite well, which I'm pleased about. A bit of a break from the norm. I think some of you enjoyed seeing that I actually do occasionally clean a couple of the lumps of metal I bring home. Really like that. That might be a star buy, or a contender at least. So that's Saturday done, and we're on to Sunday, my regular car boot. There's two larger items I'll get out the way first. This is unusual, 2 Distons in a weekend, but this one is a Diston of Canada. I didn't know Diston made saws in Canada. They probably made them for export to the British markets, to be honest, and used Canada as a go-between. Well, that's nice. Quite a collection of saws today. This next saw is something really special though. This is some kind of felling saw, but only a short one. And someone's put J in it. That wasn't me. Must have belonged to a former jack. But look at the teeth on that. That's for green woodworking. That's for taking down trees. It's got the holes there and there for you to attach a secondary handle to help you when you're bucking. So you'd hold it there. But they're sharp. That's a nice saw, nice old saw. There's no maker on it. It's a bit rusted. The guy I bought that off said that'd look lovely painted, but I think that's too good a saw to paint. I think that's worth saving and probably using in the garden. Though the Japanese garden saws are excellent. I've got one that I've used loads and that's really good, but this is the traditional Western style of felling saw. So not really long, not a 2-man saw, definitely just a 1-man saw, but nice compact size. You can use that on your own, take down decent timbers and plenty of space for all the wood chips to go. A good workout. Everything in this box cost me 20 quid. With the exception of this. This was £3 on its own. I'll clear this box out the way and we'll go through it. I spotted this, an old timer selling his gardening tools, getting out of the game, retiring. This is, you can just about make out dog and England. This is a bulldog hedge laying tool, a bill hook. So, if I remember, I'll put a video to the bottom, tag it, about hedge laying. Excellent thing to watch. You should see how efficient they are with these. One swing, 3/4 of the way through the branch, and then they fold the branches over to form your hedges. This is sharp and really stout and quite thick. Proper rugged tool, good for dense garden maintenance. So I was really pleased with that. 3 quid, that's a bargain. They've got to be at least 25 quid, something like that. This is possibly my star buy. It's end of the 1800s, beginning of the 1900s. Pickle fork, I want to say. Steel with a wood handle. Isn't that interesting? Those tines are sharp. I think it's a pickle fork, but it could just be a small fork. I do have somewhere, I haven't managed to dig it out, a knife with a very similar wood handle. Riveted construction. Isn't that lovely? A bit unusual of a choice for me, but I do like that. That might be a star buy. This is a nice faceted chisel. Sheffield. Sorby. Another nice little screwdriver. Another wood-handled screwdriver. It's turning into the wood-handled screwdriver channel. But I can't resist them when they're cheap. Can't see a maker's name on that one. Cabinet maker's turn screw. This is a Signal brand. In good nick though. Some of the ones I've had recently, the handles have been well hammered, so that's a nice find. Now this is a star of a screwdriver. Look at that. I think I've seen these described as machinist screwdrivers. It's short and really stout and thick. High quality. There is a name there, but I can't quite make it out. Something Brothers England. With the steel shaft all the way through. Isn't that a lovely beefy little screwdriver? I can't wait to clean that up. That's a great screwdriver. Put that there. Got 2 pairs of scissors. No name on these, so possibly import, but they seem decent enough quality and they're sharp, so they're worth having. Pair of nail pullers. Elliot Lucas. They clean up lovely. Elliot Lucas had good steel. And they meet up quite well. A paint stirrer. Chisel. That's been abused. But the good quality ones do clean up well, so we'll give it a chance. We'll see if we can unearth a tool under all that. Nice little flat design cabinet maker's screwdriver. Can't see a maker on that just yet. This is more of some kind of a hybrid between the fully flat and the fully curved screwdriver handle. Someone's been grinding on it though. We might be able to improve that. No, that's a Sorby. That was a nice screwdriver before they got a hold of it. Little backhoe, modernish one, V-Steel. 0671. You seldom find backhoes that don't work when you open them. Just a good design. That's a good user. Someone's upset the neighbour's dog. Another paint stirrer. I can see Sheffield under there though, so that's a chisel worth rescuing. Now this is interesting. A friend of mine told me on the boot sale this morning that Colonel screwdrivers, not this style, more of the this shape, but Colonel brand in this shape, were in the early Rolls-Royce toolkits. So when you're out and about at the boot sale, if you see a screwdriver in this profile, Colonel brand, it's probably from a pre-war Rolls-Royce or Bentley, which that's definitely worth keeping an eye out for. I once shipped a tool for a Rolls-Royce all the way to the States. I think it was an oil can. The guy was made up. He sent me a picture of it in the back of the car and in the gap it was supposed to be in, which is good. I don't like parting with tools, but it's worth it when they go into a good home. A nice pair of Eclipse number 77. Now, I got a pair of these the other day, but the steel version. These are the solid brass ones, which are far nicer for setting the angle of the tooth blade, the sawtooth on the saw. So one goes one way, the other goes the other way, to adjust the amount of kerf the saw's cutting. More kerf, the more material you have to remove. So it's finding a balancing act. What a nice little saw set. I do like the all brass ones. Something for Nash. A pair of Footprint, made in England, hardwire cutters. And they're in quite good nick. Spring loaded. They're not too bad at all. A gold coloured scraper. I didn't know painters and decorators had got really blingy, but apparently they have. Look at that. So shiny. I don't know why I bought that. A bit of shed bling. Is there any reason why they're gold plated? Who knows? Not me. But a blingy scraper or putty knife. There's the tag off it, brand new. Oh, titanium nitride coated like drill bits. Prevent wear, corrosion resistance, high performance trade tool. Well, there you go. That was a bargain then, wasn't it? The hammer handle guy was on again. So I got 4. Ignore these prices, they're not his prices. 1, 2, 3, 4. 5, 6, 7 different hammer handles. All for going into stock. Good quality pieces of hickory and ash. So if I get any good hammer heads in, it can be saved. Starting to run out of space, but we're nearly at the bottom of this bucket. But there is a massive item at the end, so please stay tuned. Another cabinet maker screwdriver. This one's quite long and thin. Unusual. I don't see many like that. Can't see a maker on it. There is something there, but can't quite make it out. But usually they're thicker in profile than that, and not as long. Unusual. Might be a GPO tool, that. A Stanley screwdriver that someone's painted red. At first I thought that was insulation. I'd never seen an insulated one of these, but no, someone's used a red lead primer on it. Probably to stop it rusting. So deliberately painted rather than accidentally painted when it's used as a paint stirrer. We'll clean that up. Round file. I got this for the handle. Python brand, good quality handles. The file's a bit blunt, so take the handle off and use that handle on another file. Old style hammer. No brand on this, a bit of surface rust, but it should clean up nice. There's a bit of a void in there. Might need a wedge. Thankfully, I have a collection of wedges. And tool handle rivets. But these little wedges of various sizes are what help to keep the heads on your hammers and axes. So, a variety of sizes and shapes in there. Everything from small hammers to sledges. Always handy to have in stock. A trio of body panel hammers. A rounded curve, square with a radius, flat, round, flat, square, and more of a peen, and a rounded. So that's a good mixture of car body hammers. They're not branded, so I don't think they're the best quality, but they can be quite expensive, so I didn't think they were a bad buy. Another turn screw of the flat style that I really like. Oh, that looks like it's got a bit of woodworm, so that handle might have to be sacrificed. Nice pair of nippers with quite a wide nail pulling groove. There is a maker on these. Liverpool, Hartley's of Liverpool, aren't they nice? Really good quality. And they barely need a clean, which saves me a job. Lovely plumb bob. This is steel and brass. Isn't that finial nice? Nice simple plumb bob, no brand on it, but just your classic design. Oh, isn't that lovely? I do like plumb bobs. Some great pictures of plumb bobs on Instagram. Two more quite tatty wood chisels. One tattier than the other. That's a Sorby. Can't quite make the name out on that one, but it says cast steel. Nearly at the bottom of the box. A little one of these steadfast screwdrivers. I'm getting quite a collection of these now. Like a bouquet of flowers. All different colours. I like the early Bakelite ones. Aren't they fab? Handy for prodding and poking and what have you. These live above the bench. So another to the collection. Quite a nice square. Cast iron body. Rabone. That'll clean up nice, hopefully. That's a nice size. And solid, very stout. I do like the wooden ones, but I think that'll look good. That might be a good candidate for some paint. And the last thing in the box is these secateurs. I do have a video on secateurs about my favourite ones, but I do pick up the vintage ones when I see them. These are Wilkinson sword, made in the UK. And they don't seem too bad. Piece of foliage. Let's see if they cut. Oh, aye. Gonna be cleaning up twig for weeks. There's nothing wrong with them. Just a bit of an oil. Good to go. Always handy to have a backup pair. Or a pair to lend to your neighbours. You don't want to lend out your good expensive pair, do you? Right, I'll get these cleared and I'll show you the final item. Now, when I saw this item, my eyes lit up. When I asked the price, my eyes did not. And I'd sort of talked myself out of it. I thought, oh, it's big, it's heavy, it is cool, but do I really need it? And at that moment, I thought, no, right, I'll walk off. I'll have a think. The price might come down. It might not. Someone else might buy it. And I'm happy with that. You can't win them all. And as I'm walking off, I hear someone say, will you take 20 quid for it? I thought, oh. But thankfully for me, the person that offered 20 quid for this item was in fact my dad, who was going around the boot sale at the same time. And the guy ummed and ahed and said, yeah. I think he didn't want to take it home because it's quite heavy. So my dad shouts me over and he says, here you go, Jack. Present for you. You'd have only whinged if you didn't get it. Which means he knows me well. You always regret not buying things, whereas you tend to forget when you just buy them, don't you? But not buying is always difficult. Not a bad box, that. So, it had to be taken to the car straight away. And you'll see why now. Oh. This might give me a hernia. Oh. Now that might look small, but that's a pipe wrench. Quite a big pipe wrench. Made by Record. It's a 48-inch pipe wrench. It's massive. It weighs a ton. It wouldn't fit in the boot of my car unless it was diagonal. I mean, I've not got a particularly big car, but look at the size of that. Now, I got this just as a bit of shed decoration. If I ever have to use this, it'll probably kill me off. It weighs a ton, it's heavy, it's greasy, it'll take hours to clean, but isn't it cool? Look at the thickness of that steel. So if I ever have to plumb the entirety of the northwest through one pipe, this is the pipe wrench for it. I don't know exactly how I'm going to screw it to the wall. I might pull the shed down, but what a great gift. And he was right, I would have regretted it. So I think that has to be the star buy. As much as I like the fork and the little rule. Let me know down below what your favourite item is. And I'll try and get some of this clean. And recover from carrying this off a field. And all being well, I'll see you in the next one. If I get some stuff cleaned, there might be another midweek video for you. If not, I'll see you next week. Take care. Bye bye.